So, as you guys are aware, Marvel and DC were going to collab for a crossover. Well, today is the fucking day we get the announcement. And it's literally a crossover I think some people thought of, but no one thought that this was going to be the opener. Like, we all kind of figured it'd be like maybe third Superman Spider-Man crossover, or maybe another Avengers Justice League crossover. Nope. It's Batman versus Deadpool. Yeah, that's our Marvel and DC are doing 2 one-shots of Batman Deadpool. That's our crossover right there. Of course, it's like in the classic days where Marvel and DC would be like, you get one shot, we do one shot. So we have Batman Deadpool and then Deadpool Batman. But yeah, so holy shit, the fact that we're getting a new Marvel DC crossover and it's going to be like we kind of figured Deadpool was going to be the next crossover, like he was going to be in the next cycle of Marvel DC crossovers, right? Like we all agreed that was going to be the case, that he was going to be in this cycle of crossovers. Maybe with Harley Quinn, that's still a possibility. Harley could show up in this comic. It's possible. But yeah, so wow. I'm looking at it, like I'm still looking at it, and the creative teams are crazy. You have, for the Marvel side, you have Zeb Wells and Greg Capullo on art. Like, okay, so I know when you heard Zeb, I'm sure some of you, when you heard Zeb Wells, some of you a lot of you guys, like, just yeeked back. Like, you just went, like, you hissed like a cat, and just, like, you got sprayed with, like a cat sprayed with water. Here's the thing, though. I think Zeb's a solid writer. His Spider-Man's not great, but a lot of his other work, it's pretty solid. It's kind of better when he doesn't have, like, Nick Lowe looking over him like a noose, and everyone else at Spider-Man editorial. He's actually, like, a solid writer when you give him the opportunity. And Greg Capullo doing Batman is always a must. And to have Greg Capullo doing Deadpool, which I think he has done. I think he has drawn Deadpool in comics before. Not 100% on that one. But, hey, do you guys want to hear a fun one? So the DC one-shot of Batman Deadpool, that creative team is, and I'm not joking, Grant fucking Morrison and Dan Mora. Hey, here's a question. Did anyone think Grant Morrison was going to write a fucking Deadpool Batman crossover? No? Because I didn't. And the fact you have Dan Mora, one of the best artists in the game right now, doing the artwork? Yeah. So, wow. Grant Mora, like, okay, Capullo and Wells, that's a solid team, but fucking Grant Morrison and Dan Mora on the other one. I kind of, like, there's kind of a gap here, guys. There's kind of a massive gap between these comics. There's of creative, like, holy shittery going on. Yeah, so what we know about the plot so far is that, at least for one of the one-shots, is that Deadpool has arrived in Gotham for a new job, and Batman's here to stop him. That's really the bare bones of what I understand, of what I've heard, is that, at least from the article I read, and the other following articles, is the gist of it is Deadpool's in Gotham, and Batman's there to stop him. So we're basically doing, at least for one of them, I imagine this is the Marvel one-shot, I imagine this is probably, like, it's a shared Earth. It's a shared DC universe that we're getting here. That's really it. It's a shared crossover Earth, just like how it used to be. Now, the fact that we have Deadpool in the book, like, the fact that we have Deadpool as our crossover character, you know we're going to get jokes. You know we're going to get, like, big crossover jokes here and there. We're probably going to be getting, like, a lot of, like, hey, the Marvel and DC must be real desperate if they're doing crossovers again. I don't, like, you just know we're going to get, like, Deadpool's here, and he's like, man, you guys are scraping at the bottom of the barrel if I'm the first guy to be in a crossover. Like, you know, like, things must be really bad. Now, on top of that, I just imagine, like, all the, like, screwball nature of Deadpool is going to... It's kind of a neat one. And again, Deadpool Batman was not on... I should have thought of, like... I figured Deadpool Batman was going to be in like a cycle of crossovers if these were successful. I never thought Deadpool and Batman was going to be the first crossover. I knew Deadpool was going to meet like a DC character, maybe Harley Quinn, maybe someone else of that, some other character of the DC universe. But Deadpool Batman was not the first character I thought. Like Deadpool Batman was not the first crossover I thought of. Am I disappointed in that? No. The fact that we are getting this, the fact that we are getting two crossovers from Marvel and DC. I mean, one, it does show that like the comic industry is kind of like if Marvel and DC are being friends again, you are already aware that like the comic industry is probably like, ooh. But at the same time, it's great to see that level of collaboration again. That's what I think is really the big thing here, is that there's this level of now collaboration between these two companies that have been forced away from each other for so long, and now to finally like have them back again with a pretty solid creative teams on these books, showing that, hey, we're going to be, we're taking this seriously. We're not just having Joe Schmo, like in accounting, do the book just so he can, get some writing cred. It's actually like there's some fucking pedigree to these comics. So, again, Zeb Wells, his Spider-Man run's not great. I don't fully blame him for all of that. There's a lot going on, especially in Spider-Man editorial, that I think really worked against him. But at the same time, and also I don't blame Wells. I'm going to say, like I've always said, I don't blame Wells for the Death of Miss Marvel nonsense, because that was really like Feige, like, just kind of forcing his dick into the affairs, and Wells was the writer at the time, so he kind of had to be the guy, had to write that story just so Marvel can make her a mutant officially, so it could be in the MCU. So I don't blame him for that. I don't, but stuff like Paul and a few other storylines, that's more on him. But getting back on topic, I think Wells is still a good writer. I've read enough of it. Like, again, I love Hellions. I love his other Spider-Man stuff, that like his miniseries. I think his Dr. Octopus Year 1 comic is amazing. No one talks about Dr. Octopus Year 1, and it's really solid. But yeah, this is the fact that like we're living in an age now where like Marvel and DC are doing a crossover again, albeit with any character, and it makes you wonder if these sell well, which I imagine they are. They are probably going to sell very well. I would have to stand to believe that, like, I would have to imagine that this comic is probably going to, yes, open the door to more crossovers. Like, again, we could get another Superman Spider-Man crossover. We could be getting, Wonder Woman to get more. Like, she was always guest starring in other books. She never really got a Marvel DC crossover to herself that wasn't in someone else's book, like Marvel vs. DC or the second Superman Spider-Man crossover. So maybe Diana can finally get a crossover, albeit with Thor. Actually, a Wonder Woman Thor crossover by Jason Aaron would be kind of a slapper. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's just like, holy shit, this is real. And what makes you wonder what the possibilities of what this could be. Could we be getting Deadpool and Harley down the road, or in this comic? Who knows? Yeah, I'm just excited. Like, the fact that, again, we knew this was happening. This got leaked, like, months ago. Same with the TMNT Power Rangers crossover news. But the fact that, like, we're getting this and now seeing what it is, seeing what the mystery crossover was it the one that anyone was expecting? No. I think we all kind of expected Deadpool and Batman was probably on the docket, but we never thought that'd be the opener, right? So yeah, the fact that like Deadpool is our first, like, of course it was going to be probably Batman or Superman that was going to get the, that was going to get the opener, right? That's not surprising. Deadpool being the Marvel opener, that's surprising. Because again, we were expecting like Batman, Spider-Man 3, or, another, if it was going to be Batman, like Batman and Moon Knight or something of that nature. Nope, it's Deadpool. But again, I think that, Deadpool's insanity mixed with Batman's grim, dark personality, yeah, kind of fits. So yeah, I'm just excited. We're getting a Marvel DC crossover, and holy shit, I want more already. I want more already. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this announcement of these Batman Deadpool crossovers? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in Multiverse.